The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, it's me, Drew Opwalo, host of the Comment Section Show. Come join me and one of my iconic special guests every week on the show as we dive into the dreaded comment sections of our tagged videos and take down the most terrible men on the internet, period. Somehow, they won't go away no matter what I do, no matter how incredibly awful and mean I am to them, but I don't mind doing this work. In fact, if I'm being honest, I think it's God's work. So make sure y'all follow me on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts for new episodes every Wednesday.
So pro shit.
Yeah,
This is such a pro podcast. This is like is this when the facts change? What the fuck is this? Jesus.
A real review.
Kia ora, welcome along to The Real Pod. We've got the full complement of hosts here today. My name's Jamie. I'm joined by Duncan Grieve.
Whoop.
And also by Alex Casey.
Hello.
We're
Fresh.
Oh, I've got nothing.
Tight corner over here.
Yeah,
eh?
amazing.
It's going to be one of those pods, aka just like every other one. I'll explain why in just a moment. But this is your reality TV real cap.
Real caps.
See?
Caps.
Your reality TV
Put
recap
on your caps.
and real life in New Zealand podcast. It's going to be a humdinger.
You don't hear people talk about humdingers anymore.
We do now.
Remember when?
So coming up on the show, we are going to be recapping Maths Australia. We're going to be taking a wee peek at Pop Stars New Zealand.
Quite a wee
Season
peek.
2. Very wee
I
peek.
had a big old peek. I did my work.
Okay, but Duncan and I didn't peek.
I peeked.
You peeked. I
had a
didn't
wee
even.
peek.
I didn't even open my
You
eyes.
didn't even have a red peek.
No, it's been a time. Yeah, we've also got a real review that we contracted out this week and community notice board coming up. But first of all, let's get into the real news. The Masked Singer is on its way, and we, for three, are extremely excited. Clinton Randall has been revealed as the host, and the tuatara has been the first costume revealed.
It looks divine.
It's so good.
The ad is so good. The ting tings are back, and I'm so excited.
Did they ever really leave?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. They don't. For ages.
I have a real issue with that song because it says they call me Jane. That's not my name, and it is my name. So I can't even sing along. Sad.
That is sad.
Moment of tension for you in the clubs,
Which
isn't
is
it?
probably why they didn't ask me to audition for The Masked Singer.
Crazy you didn't get the call.
That is crazy. Because that would have been. I feel
No
like you.
one
You
knows
are.
who I
You're,
am.
It would have been amazing.
That is actually, I reckon, the level of celebrity that you still retain is Masked Singer
Totally.
level.
Or did I get the call? Dun, dun, dun. I didn't. Tell you who did get the call, though. Not for The Masked Singer, but for life, and that's Jack. Batch Jack. You can't talk about Batch, so just zip it up.
Can you put in the coffin FX?
Okay, she's in the coffin. Jack shouted out the cornies on Instagram during a Q&A he did on his stories. This is Jack Beecroft.
This was the ones that you shared with
extraordinaire.
me.
Yeah.
He's such a hunk.
And then I replied to him saying, do you even know who the cornies are? And he was like, yeah, and I know who you are too, which was scary but exhilarating.
You know how when you use the spin-off app that your phone gets really hot? It's just a cool little development thing. Did that happen with your phone when Jack was
I
speaking
fainted.
through it?
I fainted.
So you just don't really know what happened.
No, but I had burns, third-degree burns in the palms of my hands. Oh, the coffin is shaking violently over there.
Let me out. Trying to do Rob Brydon, Man in a Box.
But also, we got to, because I think some cornies were doing some digging to try and figure out how he knew about the cornies, and it turns out all we had to do was search his surname because his mum is a corny. She's in the corner. Mama Beecroft. So that's exciting.
Is he Beecroft?
Yeah.
Do you think he could be the son of Children's Commissioner Andrew Beecroft?
I don't know who that is, but possibly.
Just saying. In New Zealand, my rule of thumb is if someone has a surname, that's because they're the famous person with the surname's son, daughter, or dad.
Yep. Or mum?
Or mum.
Yep.
What does that make me to Sharon Casey?
Cousin? Sister?
Yes.
Mother? Daughter?
Are you?
I haven't looked into it.
You need to go and do one of those genealogy tests.
Yes.
And then go in the database and you'll probably find out you're related.
She once said she'd lend me a suit she was wearing. I don't know if she was being serious.
No,
or
she
not.
definitely was because, and I know this because she, I think it's Ellie. Ellie is good friends with Sharon Casey. Ellie, head of members at the spin-off. You're not a member, you're missing out. And Sharon loans her all of her like fancy dresses that she gets from her fancy appearances. So when she makes that offer to you, it's a real thing.
Wow.
Jane Casey apparently just like loveliest person.
I went to a wedding on the weekend. That's not the news. The news is that the officiant, the celebrant, was wearing one of the dresses from Dancing with the Stars, borrowed from the old
Wow, which
Dancing with the
one?
Stars costume department.
That's quite
What was it?
glamorous.
I don't know if I think maybe it was a Sharon dress versus a dancing dress. It was beautiful though.
But wouldn't they upstage the bride or groom?
No, it was just a nice. It worked fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Lexi has infiltrated the corner too by requesting to become a member and by me letting her in. So she's in there.
I think she's
fine.
That's absolutely fine.
I don't think anyone ever said a bad word about her. But also, if you don't know what the corner is, it's our Facebook group. It's actually called the Real Pod Corner. Corner's just what we call it affectionately. You can find it facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. And there we chat about literally everything. Hamish has left the country. That's breaking news in the corner show. Someone was like, have you seen that Hamish has left the country?
To where?
What?
To Australia?
I don't know.
Can I come out of the coffin?
Oh, yes, let her out.
Coffin is open.
No.
You gotta do
you're
the
the
noise.
family.
I didn't know the coffin had a doorman.
A rattling. A rattling of a padlock. With a key in it and a.
We have some budgetary constraints, okay?
I don't think we do.
I love how that was like, dinner is served. Dinner is the best way to. Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah, Hamish has left the country. I think he can go anywhere, right? He doesn't just have to go to
That's
Australia.
true.
He's just going to have to quarantine when he gets to wherever he's going.
Goodness gracious
Not
me.
everywhere.
Not everywhere, exactly. Maybe he's gone
She's
to...
gone to Aussie. Oh, no.
I don't know.
Can't yet.
I'm waiting for an update.
Okay.
But he obviously, heartbroken Hamish hightailed it.
Wow, good.
And some other H's. So
Alliteration.
he's gone. This is quite serious news, though. There's a reality star facing charges of fraud, and that reality star has admitted the charges. Her lawyer entered guilty pleas on representative charges of theft by a person in special relationship and 2 charges, one of which is representative of altering, I don't know what this means,
I do.
basically did some stuff, including using the company credit card to pay for an Uber, an airline flight costing $371, caterers at hotels, and a photo shoot and $1,300 worth of clothing. She should have just stood up to Sharon Casey. Should have
My
probably lent her
goodness.
something.
This is really interesting. So, because that's the old theft as a servant charge,
Yeah.
where you're stealing from your lovely benevolent employer for your own self. So,
I have 4 spin-off bins at home. I'm so sorry. I feel like I had to.
can you do the jail sound?
What is the jail
I
sound?
don't know.
Oh my god, Foley Aras.
I'm just doing a terrible play.
Oh, Real Pod Play.
Oh my god.
No.
Yes.
No.
Can we do a
Yes.
Christmas pantomime?
Yes, Basement Christmas Show.
The real panto.
It was too exciting. We need to take this off. We need to talk about this later. We have a
We'll
meeting.
workshop it.
Basement Christmas, celebrity guests, Real Pod.
We're
Yeah, it's
in.
all there. It's
done.
all there.
Locked and loaded.
Have you been to those
Yeah.
every year for the last little while? You seen
They're
how-
exhilarating.
But for the guest, Horror show.
Don't worry, there won't be any.
There won't be any audience.
I'm going to do a Hamish if you try and get us into the basement Christmas party.
Anyway, theft from a servant. What is it? What would you say?
No.
Theft of a servant?
You were describing theft of a person in a special relationship,
Yeah.
which is more commonly known as theft as a servant. It's a
Right.
good name.
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah.
Cracking charge.
Special relationship makes it sound like, ooh la la. Anyway.
We're not gonna know who this is. Do we have any more clues?
They've applied for names. Or this names provision's been extended for a bit, and I guess.
But they're not
we'll
going to
see.
get it. They're not going to get it.
You're not
as a
gonna get it?
reality- You'd have to be a massive reality TV star with like overseas working potential, Jordan Major, to justify your continued suppression.
So chances are we're going to find out who it is in good time. So we just have to be patient, but not that this is someone's life. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not salacious.
And also the amounts
exciting
are
gossip.
sort of quite trivial. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like you get blown up for that.
No, they're going for a discharge without conviction. So
I'm rooting for you.
Good luck.
Thief.
in custom coffin news.
Yes.
There's a coffin making company who are called Dying Art. I feel like Dying Art might be their creative arm of the company. You know?
Right. So they do your bog standards.
I think they do your bog standards, but then they've got this arm now that also do.
just a big toilet that you get buried in.
I mean, you could request that. So that's the whole idea, is that this company is making, like, I want to say novelty
They're
coffins.
amazing. They caught my eye because just a giant cream donut you could be buried in, lying down. And I thought of Colin.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of Colin. I mean, long may he live, of course. But when the fateful day comes.
I think
Yeah.
someone needs to, maybe it's me, someone needs to make a custom Colamington.
And what would be in the Colamington?
Oh, it would just be I don't know. We'll
I
get
feel like it
Colin's
needs to
input.
have gin in it.
Does he drink gin?
He drinks a lot of gin.
Okay, there you go.
His favourite drink is like seemingly a cup of gin with a with a fruju in it.
Yum. So maybe Fruju inspired. That sounds terrible,
Gin.
actually. Real reviews coming, and that's got some real absolute stonkers in it. Anyway, so apart from the lovely cream-filled donut coffin, you could. They've also made like Star Trek themed ones, sailboats. What else? There's a piano one. The Cadbury Dairy Milk.
Is there a craning today?
No, there's not. What do you want? One? Do you want there to be?
I know,
Is there a
but
breaking cran?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
well,
we'll get to Breaking Cran in a moment. But I just want. Can we talk about quickly the Cadbury?
Show me.
Could you get sponsorship from Cadbury? Because there's a Cadbury block of chocolate one here. Could you get sponsorship?
If you had a
from
big enough
Cadbury?
turnout to the
from
funeral.
Mondelez.
So say like if Edmund Hillary in his time just if his family opted for a Cadbury coffin, you could get that shit paid for, right?
Think of the news coverage. Think of the Instagrams.
Anyway, just a thought: when you're writing your will, you've got options. Lego themed
It
one
just
here.
feels like when you monetize that, it's really good for your descendants, but bad for you because you're dead.
Yeah, but you
But
don't
what do you
know.
care?
What do you
it's
care?
the ultimate selfless act in a way.
It is.
Yeah, just something to think about.
Something to think
We
about.
were going to go to community noticeable, but instead we'll quickly dip into the crayon.
Okay.
Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Cranny.
Colin's Cranny.
Colin's Cranny is a cranny for discussing Colin.
Who's Colin?
Colin Mathura Jeffrey, probably the godfather of this the podfather of this godcast.
Okay.
All
Here
right.
it is. What's in the cranny?
Okay, so this is a photograph I took at the Cordis Hotel
Okay.
at during the New Zealander of the Year preamble. It might look like a bad photo of two people's shoulders, and it is, but look a little closer.
Wow, you're really zooming in here.
Oh, hang on.
Who's at the bar?
Oh, it's Colin. You've taken a photo in the
The
mirror.
man himself.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can see you in the
Yeah.
mirror.
Yes,
That's
Very
amazing.
arty shot.
Isn't
That's
that?
very artistic.
And it's beautiful
Yeah.
colours as well.
Did you speak to the man?
Look at your face, Duncan.
That's just my face. Well, that's one of our rules on this podcast. You don't make fun of people for things they can't change.
Unless they're sitting at this table.
Unbelievable.
It's a good face. I love it.
So I kept trying to get his attention. I kept saying, Colin. He was just having a nice conversation with someone else. And was just
Sure.
like, another super fan.
And you're filming him in the mirror at this point.
I am, yeah. And just normal stuff. And then, so finally, like, there was also a long wait for the bar. And I just barged past him to get the slot.
Oh my God.
And he was like, oh, no, that's fine. And I was like, it's a bit. But then I was like, maybe he doesn't think it was a bit. Because I was trying to make it it got really...
Have you started a feud?
No. Like, I don't think so. But I am concerned. And Colin, maybe if you could sort of convey to us by one of your... I don't know how you convey things, but I know we end up knowing them. Whether you believe me when I said that my barging past you was so that you could go, oh, who's that rude man? Oh, it's Duncan from Real Pod. Well, I mean, like,
So how did he react in the moment?
he was just very polite. He was like, oh, he wasn't like a fancy celebrity, like a how dare you. It was just,
But did he recognise you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay,
We're
yeah.
like long time friends.
Okay,
But I had
just
to
making sure.
I had to go a bit like this to him, I'm just doing the picture frame.
Picture
hands.
Frame around
Picture
a face,
frame,
and
yeah.
sort of what I would call a smile.
Grimace.
Anyway, this has been me inserting a segment on the fly. It hasn't gone well, and I apologise to everyone.
I enjoyed
That
it.
was a terrific crayon.
I think you did a great job. Anything Colin related. I have to say, Susie Wilds, amazing human, done a lot of great things. But why did Colin not win New Zealander of the Year every year from now and henceforth?
That's what I said to him. And I also, because he apparently hadn't been to New Zealander of the Year in a while, and I was like, that's kind of screwed up. That's messed up.
Maybe it's kind of just it's assumed. Like, okay, Colin, but
there was this table where it was like Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, Stacey Daniels, Miriam Makamo, Jennifer Ward-Leland, just all of the great and good of our society, Ian Taylor, and it just felt like that was Colin's spot. Was
Yeah.
sort of,
Maybe
like
he graciously gave
Stacey
it up.
Morrison, sorry, Jesus.
Well, she was Stacey Daniels back in the day, wasn't she?
In our day.
In our day.
Not in your day.
Excuse me.
Score and
It's
10.
Jane's turning on me, guys.
Okay, let's get into the community notice board.
It's the community notice board.
If ever there was a community notice board post, this is it.
Wow, because there have been some.
For the Real Pod.
Hundreds, really.
For the Real Pod. So this is an actual whole entire Facebook page dedicated to bringing awareness to dog owners of Karori that if you own a dog, it's not okay to leave its mess on the curb, grass, verge, or worse, in plastic bags on walking trails around Karori. Now, there's photos. Someone's basically going out and taking photos of dog poo around the place and posting it up in this group and being like, "Grr, you must have seen this. How could you miss it? You should have picked it up." It's honestly, it's just stacked with poo photos. There's some there's there's one on the curb there. There's some in a tree. There's one here that's been hiffed. Look at that. How do you even get dog poo in that
People
bush?
love to put dog poo in a tree these days.
But what about the stuff that's not even in a bag?
Oh, that's just loose.
loose poo in a tree.
Loose mouth.
Loose stool.
Honestly, it's quite a good page if you want to join it. It's KDP-Community Awareness. Get amongst.
So is it literally all
Pure
poo?
for that suburb.
It's all poo. And
Who's
it's
joining it?
10 people.
That is a small group. That is a tiny cranny.
Micro group.
It's a micro group.
Microcran.
Yeah.
And just right, like that is all-time niche. Like, because you.
And so one of those 10 is a corny, I'm assuming.
Well, they found it somehow and they've shared it in the corner.
Let's blow up KDP.
reckon we can-
Cornies, let's go.
I think we can double the numbers
Yeah, I reckon.
in a day.
Is it a story? Like, should we cut this out?
It's definitely a story.
It just feels like a real funny, like people are saying kind of a.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know what's happening here. I'm moving on. I teased the community notice, but we have to have the community notice
We're having a
board.
production meeting.
God. Okay, real review.
This is great.
5 out of 5 from me.
The nicest thing that's ever happened.
And that's the real review. Didn't plan on doing a real review, but the cornies have just been going ahead and doing real reviews for us in the corner. And I was
Oh,
like, this
love
is actually a
that.
lovely happy accident.
Take it off our hands.
Toffee Pops have released a licorice version.
Oh.
I like
listening.
I like a Toffee Pop and I like a licorice. Don't know about it together?
No.
I don't mind a little licorice bullet covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
I prefer licorice
Or
on its own.
RJ's.
No, I'm not into the RJs.
RJs.
RJ's.
I like
red
the-
licorice.
Oh, if it's
with-
raspberry,
Yeah.
that's a whole new conversation.
Anyway,
But the black one still works.
That's
the
yum too.
original, Yeah.
Laura reviewed this. She said, as a licorice and chocolate fan, I was pretty sure I'd enjoy these. I did. They're thick. You know, that thick that the kids are doing, guys. Like only 2 per section in the tray. The biscuits are a nice touch to break the sweetness and a good amount of each element. 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
That's a,
Huge. Huge.
I enjoyed that review.
Great review.
I'd like to know about how many biscuits are in the section.
This is an absolute psychotic combination, this next one. So this comes from Good George. It's a pavlova beer with cherry and raspberry. Spew.
Oh.
Sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
No, that's pretty normal for
Is
the
it?
crafty sector.
Oh, no, that's too crafty. Step away
No,
from the
I like
craft
candy
table.
floss beers and all that.
Off. I mean, I don't drink beer, but so I'm probably not in a place to comment at all.
Fuck off.
But Kelsey says, real review from your friendly neighbourhood novelty product reviewer. This time, a boozy one. Swerve this one so hard, team. Have you ever wanted to know what it'd taste like if you mixed your kid's pamol with a pale ale? Yeah, me neither, but here we are.
Wow.
And that's the real review.
That's good. I like these community sourced reviews.
Me too. Hey, we're going to have a quick break, and then when we come back, reality check.
Kia ora, Justin Giovanetti here, and I'm the political editor at The Spinoff. This podcast, like so much of the work we do at The Spinoff, is made possible by the support of our members. To find out more about The Spinoff members and how you can help us keep producing quality, independent journalism, visit members.thespinoff.co.nz and do it today.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Reality check.
All right, we back. She back. Popstars is back.
Popstars is back, baby. Are we going to do Popstars first?
Yeah, because let's just quickly run through it.
Okay.
Can we debate first? I'm just going to ruin it. I don't think this is Popstars.
It's not Pops. I mean,
Popstars in name only.
I haven't seen a single second, but apart from the promo, but from what I've heard, it's not Popstars.
They have kept the logo.
Is the same music? Pop
No,
music?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Peter Ehrlich is in the first episode.
Yeah. This is
has
the
a
case
brief-
for the defence.
He has a brief cameo as a chatty driver.
It almost is long enough that it could have been a cameo. Like that's how they got him on.
He was a driver.
He was driving Kimbra, and she's just like talking in her. We need to talk about Kimbra's accent. But he, I
another
was like,
story
this
idea.
driver's a bit chatty. Why do they have so many close-ups of his eyes? I recognise those glasses. And then it's Peter Ehrlich at the end.
Who's making this show?
Screen time.
Okay, well, do you think they've taken a tip out of Warner Brothers' book, the handbook? Because they
I
had the mole.
could- I have to go into the coffin. Sorry.
The mole drove people around as well.
Yeah.
So watch your drivers. That's all I'm saying. You never know who they might be.
Oh, and tag your flatties.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What did
You're not. You're in the coffin. So
Oh, sorry. Corpses served. Everything else is different. Yes. Correct.
okay. And how so?
Well, we've got Kimbra and Nathan King from Z and Vince Harder as their sort of panel. They're called a panel, I think, or mentors this time. They're not manufacturing or building a group. They are taking people as they are.
What?
So
what?
I've-
They're going, what?
No, and they're developing them as artists, and
And
they've got to
developing them.
write their own songs. And I'm like, no.
No.
Also, can I say, I'm not trying to be mean, but I feel like they did this because that's kind of Kimbra's vision of pop artistry, which is very, and to a certain extent, that is where the cycle has moved, is more about individuals, more about songwriting. It's not the sort of Max Martin kind of manufactured groups would sing songs that other people wrote era. But that's what made the show really fun and interesting. And now it's basically just X Factor with a different name, is what it kind of feels like.
But no audience participation either. So there's no voting system. There's sort of a top 12
But
and
there
then
is
there's
a
the
maybe.
mentoring. That's a huge maybe from me.
Okay, so hang on. What we've got then is like a grown-up version of the Play It Strange competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, rock
But I
bands.
will say, I do have a feature coming out about this tomorrow morning, and they did come to this kind of new format in consultation with the music industry, they said. So it wasn't Kimbra, as
The
Duncan has
music
just kind of
industry don't
randomly
know
said.
what they're doing. Can tell you that much for free.
Well, we've got Jonathan sitting right here.
Jonathan, would you rather watch X Factor style auditions with no X Factor style performances and audience participation, aka current version of Pop Stars, or would you like to see like one night of auditions and then them choosing a bunch of people to come together as a new pop supergroup and the development of those people and them shooting their first video and recording their first single, etc. and so on?
Yeah, well, one's like reality TV and the other is a talent quest or something, right?
What's your answer?
I think my answer is reality TV.
Yes.
I've never really liked the talent show things on TV. Like, I like going to shows. But I think we also want to believe in like pop music science or something like that.
Yes.
It's like cool to see a window into people like trying to make a hit. And that's different. That does exist as well. So, it is kind of real.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And it also makes pop music or pop stardom accessible to the everyman because, there's that story of you're a cafe waitress and then you sing a little song every now and again and do a little ditty and your mum would tell you to go and audition for this thing. Next thing you know, you're one of a 5-girl group that's
Adele.
Erica Tokach.
Yeah. I mean, come
Or
on.
Adele.
I think that's how it
So we're just going to end up with a bunch of like solo artists or duos and...
There are some groups. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of performers as well. I mean, all relatively young, and they're not getting any Susan Boyles walking up there, unfortunately, which I was a little upset about. I always like that part of it. I did sort of cry though. I definitely cried. Have you seen the first sort of viral or what they're trying to send viral via the Herald video of this kind of 19-year-old kid who sang this very emotional song? He made Nathan King cry.
Nathan King's a committed Christian, though. They're always crying.
Committed crier.
But I was crying.
Well,
where do I sit?
Off to church with you. You're just like the most non-Christian that there is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I mean, you're welcome.
So I don't get any of the good stuff about being a
all the
Christian.
bad stuff.
So I live a pious life and still go to hell. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Just like
that's
that. Yeah.
Cool. A lot of auditions. I quite like how they had the sort of the departure lounge bit with Jeremy Redmore and that vocal coach woman whose name I've forgotten. And Jeremy Redmore the whole time is just, it's a no today. It's a no today. And it was like basically his only line the whole time.
I mean, if Midnight Youth is the bar, then no one's getting over it.
Okay, it was Suzanne Lynch the vocal coach?
I don't
know. Blonde, older, no, okay.
No.
Just wonder. She's always been, and she's been the one that's been wheeled. She's Dreads from Zed's mum.
Dreads from Zed.
I thought that maybe the Z link might have been wheeled out for that one as well.
Oi, Dreads, can you send your mum over? It's Nathan.
Anything else? To report?
I don't know. It's clearly it's very serious, and they spoke a lot about authenticity, and that's all about.
God.
I know. I'm going to keep watching because I want to see what happens when they've got the top 12 and what happens from there.
And also because we need someone to report for the Real Pod.
We need someone to report back, and I know that at some point True Bliss are coming back, and something exciting is going to happen with them. That's all I know.
I mean, basically, the fact that the top 12 all live in a house together is very reality TV, and I'm into that just almost under any circumstances. But I was just the seriousness of it, and the fact that they've blown up the format and yet are using the name. It feels like they're trading off the backstory, but not really. I think it feels sufficiently different that it doesn't actually get to use that sacred name.
Can I posit a theory?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they couldn't afford the full license for the format that they sold in the first place. Maybe they just were able to just you can just use the name. Not even the music, just the logo.
See, like a tiny umlaut above the A or something?
Or 15% different.
I don't know what umlaut is.
That's the Motorhead one. Motorhead.
So we will be covering it, but kind of in a very shallow touch, light touch kind of a way.
Yeah.
Because there's so much great reality TV coming, and we're pretty excited about
We
the
had
Masked
to
Singer.
have a meeting.
We did. We had to figure, because we can't all watch all the things and report on all the things. So we've chosen our favourite babies.
It's just hard up against maths.
Yeah.
It's 3 nights a week, and the pace of pop stars is so different. It's very slow, and they're clearly
4
like...
nights of auditions? Eesh.
No, thank you. Anyway, let's regroup after auditions and see if anything great happens, and we might be forced to talk more about it.
Can I say I love this new Ruthless Jane?
Sorry. Oh,
No,
gosh.
what do I love? Do not understand.
I know, but I feel like I'm being mean. I'm sorry. I don't like to be a mean person. I've just got a lot on today.
Nathan King is crying right now. I just want you to know that.
I love Nathan King. Nice guy.
Lovely guy.
Okay, maths. Right, now, full confession.
We fucked up.
We fucked up so bad last week. What happened was we just went with our regular schedule of watching. You remember, if you're an astute corny, you might remember I said, I had to watch on the YouTube because the screeners weren't provided in the shared folder.
The cornies love to hear about the screeners folder the media elite have access to.
Well, the media elite didn't have access to it. It turns out there's a reason why, and that's because the schedule changed and no one told us. And we carried on as if things were still rolling out 4 nights a week.
If only there was some way of finding out about the schedule.
I think the onus is on the publicist on that one. I don't want to call anyone out in particular.
Wow.
She won't mind.
I'm going to be getting a text.
She won't mind.
I might even get a text for that one.
We love you. You know who you are.
Hey, I was just thinking.
I didn't know about the schedule change. And we fucked up the podcast because we put a whole lot of spoilers in about the dinner party that hadn't aired yet.
It's fine.
Okay.
They have access to the
internet.
Yeah. Can there be a new subgroup of the corner called Astute Cornies? Who consider themselves a cut above the regular corn, an ear or two higher.
What will they talk about?
All the little things they notice like that. All the ways that we fuck up. Or the inconsistencies. That can be our continuity check.
Well, yeah, maybe they can collect the sort of long-running, like the lore, the Real Pod lore.
They could write a document for us, a one-pager.
Yeah, just so that because
God.
we're going to lose out.
I can't wait to see who is the first person to post the Real Pod one-pager. It will happen. Okay, anyway, we fucked up. So we talked about Sunday night's episode last week. We had to pull the podcast down and we put it back up again, but now we're all off kilter. So we are starting with the commitment ceremony. If you didn't hear about us recapping the dinner party, you can just go back and catch the last, 10 minutes of the last podcast. So we're starting at the commitment ceremony where Booker and Brett leave on happy terms.
They leave. It was all good. They had sex.
Yeah, but they'd had sex already.
Oh.
And they made it sound like they had sex for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, that is a...
Was this on the retreat?
Yeah. But actually they meant I think it had maybe been a little dry spell during their difficulties. And then they had sex again and then they left.
And they were just like, this was no good.
But
That's no good to me.
Imagine if they'd gone all that way, not had sex, then had sex, and then they were like, ooh, leave. That would speak volumes, wouldn't it? Well, it's one thing that's different this week. We had sex and we're both leaving.
Leave, huge smiley face for both of them.
Everyone else stuck around, eh?
Against all odds, yes.
Yes.
Some people tried, but never forget, if someone writes stay,
you got to stay.
You're locked in the coffin for another week.
So Beck, this has got to be a record, wrote leave for the 3rd time this season, and still she's here, but we're not, as we'll get to. But yeah, she wrote leave, and Jake was like, no, you ain't going anywhere.
But also Beck's trying to weasel her way. Bex just needs to say, you're not for me. That's clearly the thing, right?
Yeah, because when they were, he was sort of saying, I just need some affection. She's like, I give you heaps of affection. And then he tries to kiss her and she's like, absolutely not.
Well, she says she was like feeling deflated because Jake stood up to Bryce literally and figuratively, and she didn't like it.
Even though the first time he did that at their dinner party when he said, don't swear at the ladies, she loved it.
She loved it. And she was like, I don't know where I stand with you. He's got a million different personalities. It's just, all he's trying to do is make her happy, and it's just a bad time.
Yeah.
But she did say that he has been the definition of great.
Great is almost an indefinable word as well. It's just so vast and meaningless.
I felt really sorry for Alana and found it all too relatable when she was like, I might be subconsciously sabotaging my relationship, when she outed Jason at the dinner party. for the Melissa.
Did you guys talk about Jason's put a napkin over your head?
Yeah, we
technique?
did. Yeah.
It's good, eh?
That's good.
I carry a napkin at all times now.
Yeah.
Mr. Napkin Head.
I'm surprised that humanity doesn't just seize up when we all put our napkins over our heads and just
We should
stop.
there should be a universal rule amongst all human beings and animals, if they want to get on board, that if a napkin goes over their head, that person's no longer in the room.
So they've got
Like an invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
I have Noel McCarthy's napkin.
Well,
I stole it. Yeah.
What happens when you pop someone else's napkin?
Celebrity
on your head?
napkin. I don't know. I don't
We
want
need,
to
we
get
need a
home.
new stain, Paul
I
Williams.
stole it from lunch at
What?
her house, and then I took it all the way back to
Is that
Auckland.
theft as a servant?
Yeah. No.
Napkin on. Can't send me to jail.
Imagine that. Courtrooms everywhere.
This is so stupid.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. I did like how Alana kind of contextualized when she was explaining why she did it, that she kept saying, I've seen so many girls in my life get fucked up by people like Bryce. Like she kind of kept reminding everyone. I know that
The
she
reason she
sort
did
of
it, yeah.
talked herself out of it and had the self-sabotage angle, which might be slightly true as well. But I like that she kept kind of saying, this is why I did it. I'm sick of seeing girls be treated like this. So it's like easy to forget that, you know.
Duncan, you haven't seen the dates, eh?
No, I've not seen nothing.
Oh my God. Okay. Melissa and Bryce at the commitment ceremony was interesting because she's finally, and she says it out loud, starting to see what everyone else sees in terms of Bryce being a complete dick.
Oh, I have seen a bit of it, and I've seen that, and I really, really enjoy Melissa sort of. Like when she found her voice at that dinner party, and now she's like, I started speaking it. I quite like it, and it's good.
The thing is, she's actually spoken quite a lot. She's actually spoken up throughout the whole season. I just don't think people have been listening. You know, I just don't think she's talking about you. Yeah.
Damn it. That's part of the problem.
I mean, Duncan has seen 3.5 episodes of this whole show.
Bryce, and in true Bryce form, he comes back with the oh shit, she's cottoning on. She knows I'm falling in love with you. I love you. And then she was just like, I'm ecstatic, I'm doe-eyed, I'm back in.
It's so frustrating. Also, I think either on the couch or just previous to that, he had just been like, I want to go home. He's like, I'm ready to go home. I've given this everything.
But he said, I'm ready to go home with you, didn't he? Oh no, that's the line that he used. That's the line that he used when he was about to take her to Canberra.
Yeah.
So he kind of tries to psych her out. I've had enough. I'm ready to go home. And take you with me. We're off to Canberra.
These radio announcers. They're showmen.
So we're into final dates week. I don't think we should start with Melissa and Bryce because there's a lot to chew through on that one. We'll start with Beck and Jake, who didn't actually make it to a final date.
No, because of poor, what's her dog's name? Oscar.
Is it terrible that I wonder if she fabricated Oscar?
But Jane, she said has to go into a medical hospital. I don't think that's a lie.
So
it's so intricate.
The dog's sick. Her dog Oscar's sick. I mean, if Oscar is completely made up, then she's been playing the long game because Jake appeared to know of Oscar's existence. So I believe Oscar to be real. I'm just not sure how sick he is.
Or Munchausen's by proxy.
What,
do you reckon?
from a distance?
Yeah, just
digital.
Just getting the family involved.
Yeah.
Hiring a.
But I need Oscar to
need
step
Oscar to
up
go down.
and go down.
So she heads off. She goes down the glass elevator of doom.
Chris's. Was it Chris?
Chris? Who? What? Chris?
The angry.
Oh, yes.
Not angry.
Not angry, but turns out
napkin on the head.
Oh my God! Why is that whole exchange was pure napkin?
Chris was one of the grooms
He went to court for drug charges.
We really liked him. Alex and I really liked him, and then we found out.
That. You like the hot felon.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my God.
It's really interesting because while she was talking to Jake, she was like, eyes were very red and swollen and puffy and lots of tears. And then when she's talking to the camera about Oscar, it's kind of like, yeah, Oscar's sick and I have to go home. You know, it was really, it was really, I just don't know with her. I don't like her. Basically.
No, she's no good.
Okay.
She's no good to me.
Okay.
I hope the dog's all right, though.
I hope the dog's all right, if in fact that was ever true. Okay, Liam and Georgia. Oh, yes. Alex?
I was on the shitter today and Georgia was having a chat with me. One of Liam's iconic quotes from the the couch.
We know how. Oh, was that in the?
That was in the commitment ceremony.
I find this end of things a bit boring. The commitment ceremony,
But shut her in a chat.
Yeah. But that's not surprising from him, right?
Not surprising from
Because remember,
either of
he
them.
wanted her to be burping and farting.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's like, just a little.
Just pop one out, love.
He must be overjoyed.
They're very close, these two. And for their final date, he donned a tux, which she thought looked better than he looked better in that than on his wedding day. And what did they do? Went for a nice dinner or something?
They went for a nice dinner. And remember, they had the conversation. He was like, I just want to check that she's okay with the bye thing.
Yeah.
And she said, I have no concerns, really. I don't know how to. And then she kind of like fumbled a little bit and said, I don't know how to put this eloquently. It depends how much you need dick in your life.
Now, his response to that was a little, I don't know. I find it disconcerting, right? Because he basically was like, look, I'm committed. I don't believe in cheating, which is ridiculous because it obviously exists. But he doesn't believe in cheating. So he's like, if I commit to you, that's it. Oh, it'd be really hard, though. It'd be really difficult. But don't worry, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't.
It wasn't just
an emphatic.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And I think because she was like, I'm aware I can't give you everything that you need. And I don't know.
Very frank conversation to have in like evening wear. I loved it.
She was very glamorous in her pink.
She was glamorous in her pink.
I can't. He's a country boy and she's a town gal, and they have this. They're very compatible as people, but their concern is that their lives aren't compatible. So that's boring, eh? That's boring analysis. Let's just talk about dick.
What do you want to talk
Too
about? What
rude.
about it?
I don't want. I just I prefer bums. I prefer a rear view to a front view. Anyway,
Where does that say? Is that strawberry kinky?
that what diddles?
Yeah.
That is neon. Neon rainbow kinky. Diddles.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Pat and Belinda.
Pat and Belinda. But they're good. Can we do Johnny and Kerry first?
Oh, yes,
'Cause
yes, yes.
I want to save the best to last. Okay, Johnny and Kerry went off to the theatre where Johnny put on a lovely blanket on stage. Blanket and cushions. Tell you what, the blanket and cushion industry must be thrilled about the advent of reality TV.
Huge.
What with all the blankets and cushions that must be purchased for Bachelor and Maths and all the other shows where people sit and eat snacks.
You never see people doing that. IRL?
No, you don't.
Do you?
So, in some ways, for the blanket and cushion industry, they probably got really excited when they saw the
True.
phenomenon start to arise. And
True.
they got all their blankets and
God.
cushions out,
And-
waiting for and everyone was like, I like to look at it, but
I don't want to
why would I?
engage with it. And then what happens is
So
that
I bought a chair.
then they have
That's
to,
what I did.
Then they have to discount it, and then all the reality TV production managers are going, blankets and cushions are on sale.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a weird cannibalism. Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah,
that should be when the facts change.
Is it cannibalism?
Is it's not.
Exactly.
It's a
Does Bernard
circle
know?
of life.
Does Bernard know about any of this? Is that the circular economy?
He can learn a thing or two from us.
Oh, we're such. The crossover episode will be.
Amazing.
Isn't this it? He gives her a lovely Louis Vuitton monogrammed.
Excuse me.
Louis
What?
Vuitton.
What do you think the price point is on
Keep
that?
up. I'm gonna look it up. Keep
It's
talking.
like a little Louis Vuitton, like fold over wallet thing for keys.
Oh,
you
that's
hang your
gotta
keys
be-
in.
That's got to be closer to $1,000 than a 500, surely.
Plus a key
Oh,
to his home.
Oh, you get 300 and odd.
Wow.
300 or 395. It could be US. It could be US.
is it US?
395 New Zealand.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about
Super.
having that little wallet for my keys. Is that something that people do?
Only the very rich people.
Only the
Yeah.
very rich.
But anyway, it was more about giving her the key to his house and heart. And it was inside the key. It would have been, I guess, a bit lame if he'd stuck it on like a koala key ring. So he's shown her.
Actually, quite love a koala key wing. So,
I like what you did there. It's like the oh my God. The Tasman bubble.
Such a bad podcast.
I know.
It's honestly the worst in it.
Misspeaking and then cracking up at it as if it's the funniest possible thing, which it somehow is.
Koala Keeling.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Anyway, there's lovely. Those two, lovely. They've got all the makings of a successful couple on the outside.
Kerry had a classic line. Every day that I wake up, it's like gratitude. Hey. Just sort of just reminds you all that Kerry's still going hard on the hay.
On the hay. It's funny how she's quite like low key about everything, but at the same time seems to echo everything he says. So Johnny will be really emphatically like, "Oh, you're amazing, you're everything." And she's like, "Yeah, I feel the same." Hey,
It's good.
Belinda and Patrick.
Oh
my God, everything about this date was amazing. From the bit where they tricked us into thinking that Patrick was giving her dirty underwear. Not dirty. What? Not dirty underwear. Sorry.
Wow.
Kinky underwear.
Oh my God.
In the box when he was going like, he was doing a lot of talking about hopefully tonight we'll have...
Dirty underwear is so foul. Such a grot gift.
That's what soap's for, you dirty grot.
I didn't mean that. Man. Inadvertent rude pod. Okay.
Oh, no.
Sexy lingerie is what I meant to say. Don't do the underwear. Close.
So close.
But he had been talking a lot about how they haven't had sex yet, and if tonight goes well, maybe tonight would be the night, and he's got her a special gift, and he's hoping that she'll wear it, and that she might, and then he's all like, oh, I hope she doesn't take it the wrong way. And so we sat there thinking, oh, dirty undies. Doesn't know how to tie a bow, bless him.
No.
Does not know how to tie a bow around a gift. And then Belinda bounces and runs and skips everywhere, this girl. Opens it up, and it's a jersey.
It's a custom footy jersey that says like maths, and then it's got Belinda 1 or something on the back and like hearts on it. And she turns up at a what kind of field? An oval.
It was a cricket oval. Not just any cricket oval, but one that I walked past 2 years ago. So yeah, just down the road from one of my best friends' house in Manly.
Could have been you. Are you sure it was a cricket oval, not an Aussie rules oval?
It was a cricket oval. I looked it up. It's in Manly, and that's all I've got. But it's the Manly Warringah cricket oval or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I know cricket.
The Offspring. That's
Offspring, a great cricket podcast.
another
Yeah,
pod.
it is bloody good.
It's actually really good.
We've covered off every pod, I think.
Because this
over
is
the course of
boring, the
this.
fold,
Dietary requirements, we're talking about,
Cerulean.
Toffee pops and that.
Yeah.
There was an amazing shot because Belinda didn't know why she was there, and the whoever was talking to her on camera.
So good!
And then they had like a really wide shot in the background. You could just see this giant marching band and cheerleaders filling in the background behind her, and she was just like, I just don't know what's here. I don't know what I'm doing.
And also, it must have taken a long time because that marching band were combined age of the 7 of them 6,024 years old. They were old dudes.
Yeah, it was legit.
And then cheerleaders. I thought they were going to be marching girls, but they're actually cheerleaders. And what did they do? They played a song and the cheerleaders cheered.
The drumming started, and then behind the eldest, like 99-year-old drummer, Patrick just goes, ta-da! From behind him, and then starts doing like cheerleading.
Yeah, he's on the he's got the matching top on as well, and he does some really terrible cheerleading, very endearing. And I was just looking at those cheerleaders, going, "What must they be thinking right now? This must just be the weirdest job they've ever done."
This sounds so great.
It was amazing.
And she loved it, obviously.
She was like, such a good idea.
Yeah, great idea. But then because I was like, what is the purpose of this? And the reason that he did it is because he's like, we are the best team on this show. And
true.
so I
That's
thought
cute.
we needed some team support,
Very
I
cute.
which was
love it.
really, really nice. And then they skip off holding hands, like literally skip off out of the oval into the car park holding hands, like absolute crazies. And the cheerleaders all hold up a sign saying BELINDA. Belinda.
It was so funny and cute.
And in a complete 180, he takes her to this beautiful private penthouse. And
Another outfit.
He gives her a very sexy black dress.
I mean, talk about cutouts. We have talked about cutouts on
Yeah.
this podcast before. This was barely there.
It was amazing when she held it up and he was going, "Do you love it?" And she's like, "I love it." It's just like it's just like dangling
It's just
fabric.
a string. Like,
So if to give you a visual, Duncan, it was like a V at the top coming into the tummy button and then going like an hourglass. And so the cutouts were just like from armpit to tummy button and back out to hips. Does that make sense?
but the whole
Feels like there's a
the sides
like a
are
greater
on
than,
display.
less than situation going on. Anyway, it was like the longest thing she's ever worn because she only ever wears the tiniest little skirts and booty shorts. And he kept going on about how great she looked in this and why doesn't she wear things like this?
And she wore lipstick, and he couldn't
yeah.
believe it. He could
Yeah.
not believe it.
with I don't get out a lot. Is this like but just Belinda's look, or is this like part of like a modern trend and new like a new style for people in their 20s?
Absolutely got to be Belinda's look, right? We had a theory last week that maybe she makes her own clothes.
I think she makes her own clothes. We haven't talked about that two-piece number that had the sequin sun on it.
Yeah.
The smiley face sun.
And the commitment
That was
ceremony.
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I also can't really comment because I don't go outside.
Neither do I. I mean, you said you don't go out much. I was like, if you don't go out much, I may as well be in prison.
I will say when I went to the FOMO festival, which was now actually over a year ago, everyone was dressed like the Venga Boys. Like
Oh.
all the 20-year-olds
Oh,
were kind
yeah.
of in that sort of Belinda
So
look.
what
So
you're
maybe
saying?
it is.
So what you're saying is that it could be.
It could be. It's just odd that no one else has it. But is Belinda young? I don't even think she's that young.
She's like 29,
Right.
which
That's young to me.
yeah.
Oh, you're 29, aren't you? Yeah. Well,
She really
I'd
was
like to
oh my god.
I'd like to see you turning up to work in a Belinda outfit, please.
Oh my God.
Anyway, they have a kiss with the lipstick. He's like, "Is that going to get all over me?" And she's like, "I don't know if we lipstick before."
Yeah.
It just seems
They're both just like, I've never seen this before. I don't know.
And then they get a do-over on the bath, and they're nude. They're very much. We don't. I mean, I don't know that for certain, but Patrick just says to her, "Do you enjoy me being nude?" It's just like such a weird way to converse.
I love these two.
Patrick just can't handle a bath, eh?
To be fair, I can't really handle a bath.
Oh, we've talked about baths.
Yeah.
We have talked
Yeah, no, none
At
of
least
us are bath
there was no
people.
foot clapping that we saw.
No. He leaned out of the bath. I was terrified when he was leaning out of the bath to close the door to the crew that we were gonna get
Get a
some
foot on the
neon kinky. But no, he managed to ungraciously slam the door shut while still being mostly contained in the bath. And that's where we left them. So the big question mark is whether or not they did the thing. Did the deed. There's a lot of talk about tonight might be the night from both parties. Now, Melissa and Bryce.
Oh my goodness.
If one little thing didn't happen on this hometown, then it would have been quite boring. But one thing did happen. Duncan, you will love this. There was a moment where Bryce's friends forgot they were mic'd. They forgot they were
I almost
mic'd.
want to leave the room so that I can watch it live.
It was so good. They
so
sat
good.
through this giant, so it was like the panel of three friends,
Yep.
pop stars style, facing Bryce Melissa, and she brought up the rumour about the girl on the outside
Yeah.
and the gift. And the friends reacted sort of interestingly. They didn't say not, like definitely not.
Can we just say, though, before we got to this bit, Bryce had done some groundwork by going, "Oh, there was this ridiculous rumour that simply wasn't true about this thing," and then he scurried away to get drinks for everyone. And then Melissa was like, "So is it true? Can you tell me? Is it true?" So he'd sort of sown the seeds with his friends of like,
No snitching, mates.
"Yeah, that's it."
And
Snitches
his
get
friends were
stitches.
sort of like, define girl.
I couldn't comment because I don't. Oh, there's Bryce. There he is. Come back, Bryce. Come back. Basically, that's how it played out. So there was no, there was no closure for either Melissa or us as the viewers. They went to the break, and they come back from the break, and you've got this shot of the crew kind of like repositioning camera in that, but someone's got their camera recording the three friends, and they're like, is it true? And one of them's like, I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think he lied to her.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like, no, he definitely lied to her, and the whole thing,
The gift
including the
thing is
gift,
true.
all true.
It was
those-
amazing.
They will be kicking themselves when they're watching that back. But such good television.
I almost
So
want to have
good.
like a mind zap so I can watch it. with
Eternal
fresh
Sunshine,
mind.
just for this.
Or Men in Black. Is that
Either
right?
way.
I haven't seen either of them really.
Okay.
I've seen Men in Black 3.
Okay. Anyway, either one of those will do fine. Pretend we never had this conversation. Napkin on the head.
Yeah. That's the easiest one.
That's the easiest
It was
one to do.
amazing. It was amazing.
It was so
Oh gosh, it sounds
good.
jolly
I've
good.
got in all caps. Oh my God, they forgot they were mic'd and the gift thing is true.
Vindication for Coco, right?
Beck.
Was it Beck?
It was Beck.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're confusing your beautiful ladies.
I just I haven't really seen the program.
No, I know.
Can we redo that?
What?
No,
Oh my
no,
God.
Leave it in. Leave it in. Be yourself.
I don't like myself.
So anyway, we know this, but Melissa still doesn't know it because she's not privy to this, by the way.
Dramatic irony. It's Shakespeare.
So they go and have a sit on a blanket in a park, and
Any
Bryce.
cushions?
I didn't see any cushions. Bryce continues to deny the girlfriend on the outside thing, and of course doubles down on his. I'm falling in love with you, and you should move to Canberra.
Melissa said, "Is there absolutely nothing that you need to tell me?" And he said, "I've been open and honest through all of this. If anything, it's been my downfall." It is just next level.
Yeah.
Does he know about how telly works so that people see it? Does he understand? Because
I don't think
I can't wait. I've been like very deliberately avoiding all like Daily Mail and all that, so that I can't. But I'm hoping
Doesn't sound like you.
I'm hoping that the girl from the outside has come forward.
Yeah.
I want to hear the story. I want to hear it
Girl
all.
from the outside speaks. If she hasn't, girl from the outside, if you're listening, they could be.
Yeah, I mean,
Nat-
they might be
Nat-
friends with NASA.
Yes. Oh, should I ring? No, not
No,
today.
don't ring
not
NASA.
today.
No,
not today.
no, not today.
But when Bryce was like,
Or should you?
No, no,
my phone's out there.
no,
It's impossible.
He'll go do spoilers. We've still got a couple of weeks to go.
Bryce couldn't even say the word love, though. He said, "I'm on the journey to fall into that 4-letter word that people search for."
And with that, we reach the end of our podcast. The tease is for some more dates. We've still got to see a couple more dates, and also a boys and girls night in which the old, the previous, the eliminated. What are they? The levers. The levers. The levers return to join in. So yeah. So your Coco, she'll be back, and Sam and all the other people whose names I've completely forgotten. They'll all return.
Rusty.
Oh, and Girl Sam's got some dirt, and she's gonna reveal some dirt to Melissa. What do you think it is? I suspect maybe Bryce hit on Girl Sam,
Yep.
and that she's gonna tell Melissa. I don't know though. I don't know, Alex.
I'm in the coffin.
Alex is,
I've watched it on YouTube. Don't look at me.
Alex is in the coffin. Do not look at her. Okay, that's our podcast. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for recording. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, Alex. Thank you to the Cornies, and thank you to the spin-off members. Can I please urge you to listen to every single podcast on the Spin-off Podcast Network and subscribe to them all and like them and rate them and review them and share them with your friends, because we want to keep our jobs. Thank you. Bye.
Talo for Lover. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spin-off Podcast Network.